The law of cause and effect and reincarnation. Dear Buddhists, have you ever wondered, in the midst of the hustle and bustle of life, why do we encounter suffering? Or why do happiness come and go? Like a river carrying leaves, the cycle of cause and effect quietly guides human life. Together with Buddhist teachings, discover this immutable law to live peacefully, sowing the seeds of goodness. Let's start today. Life is like a river, sometimes calm, sometimes rolling waves, carrying joy mixed with suffering. Why do we encounter binding relationships, unsolvable challenges, the law of cause and effect? Like the moonlight, illuminating the dark night, helps us understand the karmic relationships from previous lives to resolve grievances and sow the seeds of goodness. Together with Buddhist teachings, we will discover this immutable law to find a path to live a gentle, joyful, and meaningful life. Are you Buddhists ready to embark on a journey of awakening, to have a peaceful heart like a lotus blooming in the midst of life? 1. Understanding the law of cause and effect, the river that leads human life. Dear Buddhists, the law of cause and effect is an immutable law, like a river that flows endlessly, carrying with it the seeds we sowed in previous lives. Every action, word, or thought is a seed that sprouts into joy or suffering in this life. Have you ever wondered, why do I encounter difficulties even though I live a good life? Or why does happiness come and go like a passing wind? Buddhism teaches that nothing is accidental. Everything we experience is the result of the causes we have sown from today or from many previous lives. Imagine you are standing by the river, watching the leaves drifting along the water. Each leaf is an action in the past, leading you to the present shore. Some people are born in luxury, but their hearts are always restless. Some people suffer, but their souls are as clear as jade. That is cause and effect, not to punish, but to teach us to grow. In life, when you face a challenge, such as losing a job or having a family conflict, ask yourself, is this an opportunity for me to learn to let go and love? Take 5 minutes to sit quietly and reflect on a difficulty you are facing. Tell yourself this is a lesson, not a punishment. Take a deep breath and feel your heart lighten. 2. Samsara, the cycle of karma. Samsara is the endless cycle of birth and death, like the wind blowing clouds across the sky. Each life is a stage where we carry karma from the past and plant new seeds for the future. Have you ever met someone who you felt like you had known for a long time, even though you were meeting them for the first time? That could be a predestined relationship from a previous life dragging you into unfinished lessons. Think about a relationship that hurt you, a friend who betrayed you, or a loved one who always hurt you. Buddhism teaches that these predestined relationships are not random. Maybe in your previous life you have unintentionally sown the seeds of suffering, and now the conditions are right. You have to face it. But don't blame. Reincarnation is an opportunity to resolve, like a river washing away old leaves, making way for new water. In life, when you encounter conflicts, see it as a lesson to grow up instead of a burden. Write down a difficult relationship. Imagine it as a leaf on the river and send a wish. May both of you be at peace. Feel the peace in your heart. 3. Illustrative story, the woman and the unjust debt. To understand better, Buddhist doctrine would like to tell a story. In a small village on the banks of the Tolich River, there was a woman named Lon. A gentlewoman, but her whole life was spent being abused by her husband. Even though she was beaten, she could not leave, as if she was tied by an invisible rope. One day, she met a monk at the village temple. The monk said today's suffering may be the result of a past life when you hurt others. Use compassion to resolve it. Lon began to chant, meditate, and send her husband blessings every day. Gradually, her heart became lighter, and her husband also changed, becoming gentle. This story reminds us karma is not for blaming, but for awakening. When you face suffering like land, see it as a lesson. In life, when you encounter injustice or hurt, try to respond with tolerance, like the moonlight illuminating the dark night. When you encounter someone who hurts you, stop, breathe, and send your blessing. May they be well. Feel your heart open like a lotus blooming in the sunlight. 4. Resolve bad karma, sow good seeds. Karma is not a judgment, but an opportunity for us to change. Buddhism teaches that even if we have sown bad seeds in our previous lives, we can resolve them in this life with compassion, mindfulness, and good deeds. Have you ever felt your heart weighed down by a mistake in the past? Don't let it tie you down. Like a farmer sowing new seeds in the field, you can sow good seeds to change your future. Imagine yourself as a traveler carrying a backpack full of heavy stones. Each good deed, such as helping others or practicing mindfulness, is a way for you to remove each stone so that your steps will be lighter. In life, when you feel guilty or resentful, try doing a good deed, such as giving a meal to someone in need to sow good seeds. Do a small good deed, such as helping a stranger or donating to a temple. Tell yourself, I am sowing good seeds for the future. Feel your heart clear. Lesson 1. Living mindfully, awakening in every moment. Mindfulness is the light that illuminates the soul, helping us live fully in the present. Have you ever had a meal while your mind wandered, worrying about work or family? Buddhism teaches that when you live mindfully, you find peace in simple things: a breath, a smile, or a bowl of fragrant red bean porridge. Think about a morning when you sit on the porch listening to the birds chirping and feeling the cool breeze. That is mindfulness, paying attention to every moment without judgment. In a busy life, mindfulness helps you return to yourself like a traveler finding an old home. It deepens the moments with your children and friends. When you drink a glass of water, focus on the cool feeling, the taste. Breathe and say, I am here right now. Feel the joy spreading. Lesson 2. Cultivating compassion, the stream that soothes the soul. Compassion is a cool stream that soothes your own pain and that of others. Have you ever been angry with a loved one only to realize that they are also carrying burdens? Buddhism teaches that compassion not only heals others, but also opens your heart like a lotus flower in the sunlight. Imagine you encounter a difficult coworker. Instead of reacting harshly, smile and ask, how are they today? A small gesture can melt the ice between you. In life, compassion helps you turn conflict into an opportunity for connection, like a stream flowing into the ocean. Try compassion meditation. Sit still, breathe, and send a wish. May everyone be well. May I be well. Feel your heart soften. Lesson 3. Let go of resentment. Drop leaves on the river. Resentment is a rope that binds the soul like a heavy rock, dragging you down the river of life. Have you ever held onto a pain in your heart, like being betrayed or misunderstood, only to find your heart heavier? Buddhism teaches that letting go of resentment is not forgiving others, but freeing yourself. Think about a time when you forgave someone and feel your heart lighten. In life, when resentment arises, imagine it as a leaf. Let it float down the river. Letting go helps you live peacefully, like a bird flying freely in the sky. Write down a resentment you are holding on to. Imagine letting it go like a leaf on the river. Breathe and feel the serenity. Lesson 4. Accept impermanence. Like clouds floating across the sky, impermanence is a profound lesson reminding us that everything joy, sadness, or worries are fleeting, like clouds floating across the sky. Have you ever suffered from loss, but then felt time heal? Buddhism teaches that accepting impermanence is the key to liberation, helping you live more lightly. Imagine watching clouds drift by, not trying to hold on to them. Difficulties in life are the same, they come and go. In life, when you face pressure, like losing a job or getting sick, remember that everything is temporary. Accepting impermanence is how you let your heart go, like the clouds gently drifting. When you are worried, remind yourself, this too shall pass. Take a deep breath. Imagine your worries like clouds drifting. Feel the peace return. Lesson 5. Living truthfully, a lamp that does not shake in the wind. Truthfulness is the light from the heart, helping us live true to ourselves. Have you ever said something untruthful and then felt uneasy? Buddhism teaches that living truthfully means living true to your values and emotions, like a lamp standing firm in the wind, bringing serenity. Think of a time when you shared your truth with someone you loved and the relationship deepened. In life, when you face difficult situations, being honest helps you stay calm, like a lake reflecting the moonlight. It also inspires others to be honest. Today, say something honest to someone like, "I really like you." Feel the freedom of having your heart unburdened. Lesson 6. Cultivating gratitude, the gem of life. Gratitude is a precious gem that helps you find light even on dark days. Have you ever thanked a simple meal or a greeting from a stranger? Buddhism teaches that gratitude transforms the soul like sunlight, dispelling fog, bringing joy in the midst of worries. Think of a day when you are tired, but a small thing like a child's smile warms your heart. In life, when the pressure of work or family weighs heavily, gratitude reminds you of the good things that still exist. Every night, write down 3 things you are grateful for, even if they are as small as a cool breeze. Feel your heart light up like a candle in the dark. Lesson 7. Escape from greed, rest by the river. Greed is the wave that sweeps us into endless desire, wanting more wealth, more success, more love. Have you ever run after something only to find yourself empty? Buddhism teaches that desire is a bondage, and to be free from it is to rest by the cool spring of the soul. Think about a time when you refused to chase after a desire, such as not buying a luxury item. Did your heart feel lighter? In life, when desire arises, stop and ask yourself, what do I need to be truly happy? Being free from desire is how you keep your mind free. When you want something, stop and ask yourself, is this necessary? Choose a simple action, such as looking at flowers, to feel full. Lesson 8. Mindfulness through meditation, the wind that blows away the clouds. Meditation is the wind that blows away the clouds in the mind, helping us see clearly the nature of life. Have you ever been caught up in negative thoughts only to realize that they are just passing clouds? Buddhism teaches that meditation helps us to be aware, to see impermanence and suffering, and from there to find peace. Imagine you are like a painter, drawing each stroke of your mind. In life, when anxiety comes, meditation helps you stop, observe your emotions, and realize that they are not permanent. It is like a cool breeze clearing the dark clouds. Spend 5 minutes meditating, focusing on your breathing. When thoughts come, just observe them like watching the clouds drift by. Feel your soul clear. Lesson 9. Live humbly like a lotus petal without arrogance. Arrogance is the veil that obscures connection, making us lonely even when standing in a crowd. Have you ever thought you were better than others, then realized that it distanced you? Buddhism teaches that humility is living like a lotus petal, beautiful but simple, close but not ostentatious. Think of a friend who is precious for his sincerity, not showing off. In life, when conflict arises, humility helps you listen and learn like water flowing softly over rocks. In a conversation, listen more and judge less. Ask yourself, what can I learn from them? Feel your heart lighten. Lesson 10. Be in harmony with nature. The soul is like a tree. Nature is a gentle teacher, teaching us about impermanence and harmony. Have you ever felt your heart soften when listening to the rustling of leaves or watching a river flow? Buddhism encourages us to be in harmony with nature, to nourish our souls like a tree drinking water from a cool stream. Imagine yourself sitting under a tree, feeling the breath of the earth and sky. In a busy life, nature is a place for you to return to like a child finding his mother's arms again. Take a 10-minute walk outside, paying attention to the wind, the trees, or the sunlight. Breathe and say, I am in harmony with the earth and sky. Feel the peace. Illustrative story. The teacher and the lesson of cause and effect. To conclude, Buddhist doctrine would like to tell the story of Master Tam, a smuggler in his previous life who caused suffering to many people. In this life, he was born into poverty and suffered from constant illness. But instead of blaming, he turned to Buddhism, chanted sutras, meditated, and helped the poor. Gradually, his health improved and his heart was filled with peace. The story reminds us that even though our past karma is heavy, we can still resolve it with a good heart and right actions. In life, Buddhists may encounter difficulties such as illness or loss. Remember, every challenge is an opportunity to sow good seeds as Master Tam did. Do a good deed such as sharing food with the needy. Tell yourself, I am resolving old karma, sowing new seeds. Feel your heart clear. Dear Buddhists, the law of cause and effect, like the full moon, illuminates the path to overcome suffering, leading us to the shore of happiness. 10 lessons from mindfulness, compassion to letting go are good seeds helping you to resolve karmic relationships, live fully with love and smiles. If you hesitate, worries can obscure the light in your soul. Please subscribe to Buddhist Teachings on YouTube today to sow the seeds of wisdom, lighting up the journey of awakening. Are you ready to live each day like a lotus flower stretching under the sunlight? Greetings and see you again in the next videos with deep gratitude.